Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I would like to talk to everyone about how to stay sane, healthy, and happy during the quarantine period due to the COVID-19 outbreak. I really think that this is a time we can utilize to improve ourselves and our lives so that we can better adapt when things get back to normal. There are three things I would like to focus on today's YouTube video. The first one is utilizing your space. Utilizing your space is very important because quarantine can be very difficult since we're all asked to stay at home. But I think there's wisdom to utilizing the space that we have right now, even in times of difficulty. The first thing is, how do we divide our spaces for different use? Do you have a favorite spot in your room or your house? I know this can be difficult for students who live in a dorm. However, it's okay if you don't have a lot of space, but still dividing your limited space and using it to different functions. For example, perhaps you only have a space of a bedroom, but you can choose different space and different parts of your bedroom to do homework and different parts to relax. And try to avoid studying in bed because it can really affect your sleep and it can be very difficult to get into the mood for study. If you have a place where there's sufficient sunlight and a place that helps you stay focused and awake, try to utilize that space for work or perhaps for doing homework or things that you need to get done by a deadline. That way you will dedicate a space and get into the zone every time you sit in that space. If you have a space that you can maybe work out, try not to do that near the space where you relax. So perhaps not too close to the couch or maybe too close to the bed, but find somewhere that is a little bit farther from both that you can dedicate to your workout routine. I know that it's very difficult to work out even during the quarantine period, but sometimes doing little things like squats or other weightlifting exercise that you enjoy can even relieve some mental stress so that you can perform better. The second part of this video, I would like to talk about organizing your time. Time management is always hard, even not during the quarantine. However, it's very easy to just sit and not get anything done during this time because it's quite challenging to self-motivate. I have two tips I would like to offer. That's just my personal experience with time management. The first tip is write out a schedule or print one. I know that the schedule online, especially on our phone or on our computer, can be very convenient and it's very nice to share that with other people. However, I think sometimes when we open our phone or when we have our computer in front of us, we tend to get distracted by other things, such as other apps or our friends' text. So I think a way that helps me concentrate and focus is to write out a schedule or print it out from Excel. And then you can divide your time into every half or every hour. In that way, you can design every single part of your day for your task without possibly being distracted by other apps or other people who are trying to contact you. And you can always have two calendars, one online, one in person. And when you feel like you're easily distracted and you need to focus, use the one that you've written out or printed out. The second tip I would like to offer is to make a want to do and need to do list. I feel like to-do list is a very challenging thing. For me, I have a very complicated relationship with it, mostly because on one hand they're super helpful, but on the other hand they stress me out a lot. So the solution I came up with is to create a want-to-do list alongside with the need-to-do list. When you cross out two items in the need-to-do list, you cross out one on the want-to-do list as a reward. That way, you won't feel so stressed out even though you've accomplished a lot of tasks. You take the time to try to be mindful of relaxing and rewarding yourself. And that way, you can motivate yourself for longer instead of just trying to finish the task at hand. The third part of this video I would like to talk about is on the self-care on a low budget. Self-caring is hard, especially when you don't have a lot of money. I know that because of the quarantine, a lot of people have lost their part-time job, which is very unfortunate. So, however, I think for me, I always try to find ways to take care of myself, even on a low budget. The first thing that comes to mind is cooking for yourself. A delicious and healthy meal can make you happy mentally and physically. Take some time to learn how to cook by watching YouTube videos, which is free, and it can help you in the long run when you need to cook for yourself. The second one is finding a creative outlet. What are some things creatively that you have been wanting to do but you haven't had a chance to? It's important to use your creative energy because it helps take your mind off the current situation and it creates something lasting and beautiful that you can share with other people. The third thing is taking a break. Quarantine is the perfect time for ourselves to take a break, connect with old friends, sleep, and nap when needed. The last thing of the self-care on low budget is to clean up and organize. Cleaning up and organizing can be quite mentally demanding and physically, yet it's very rewarding when you have done it. Create a time spot each week or twice a week. Use one designated spot in your house each time. For example, vacuum the living room or vacuum the bedroom. Clean your bed or perhaps cleaning out the bathroom. And try to be mindful when you're doing these tasks. There's even mindful meditation online that you can find designated for housework. So you can try to be present when you're cleaning up your house. Also, take the time to consider if you want to get rid of something. It might be nice to sit down and think about whether you want to keep this or you don't. If you need help, look up videos online. There's a lot of tips that you can find online and very different methods that you can use to organize your house and home. Last but not least, I want to say that it's okay to feel down and not great during the quarantine. It's a challenging time in humanity. However, it's still important for us to take time each day to take care of ourselves, even in this difficult time. Try to reach out to others for help. If you can't manage it all by yourself, it's okay. The important thing is trial and error. No one is born to ace the quarantine, so practice and explore what methods works for you. That's all. Take care and be patient in this process. You can do it.